Hello and welcome back to Aspiring Creator, where I'm going to start off this week by saying my opinions are my own. and the reason why I'm having to say that is because this all happened. I think I said it in last week, but I can now reveal a bit more because I've been paid by Howl. So Howl, we had a bit of a falling out over Christmas, and they basically threatened me with to sue me for defamation because I posted a podcast where I said, "Why aren't Howl paying me?" And basically, I've emailed them pretty much every day saying, "Where's the money? Where's the money? Where's the money?" And they paid one thing, and then they paid another thing, and then there was like another wait until the next payment was due. And currently, they are fully paid up, I think, as far as they're concerned. But yeah, so that was not fun to start my year off with basically somebody trying to they haven't sued me for defamation, again being like clear here. They threatened to sue me for defamation because of what I posted in my previous podcast, which has since been taken down. And all I basically said in the podcast is why they're not paying me. Also, everybody I'm speaking to also have not been paid yet by Howl. And I probably went off and said, "Oh, why aren't they paying me?" And then went off speculating why they might not be paying me. So yes, these thoughts are all my own, and they are not fact or opinion, because apparently that, and like the fact I have to like feel like I need to say that just pretty much says everything that you need to know about Howl, I think, really. It's been an absolute mess. And again, like just reiterating, so back in September was like the last time I got paid by Howl. And so in the first week of December, I sent an email saying like, what's going on? You haven't paid me. I was speaking to all of my tech friends in the community. They were all saying the same thing, saying we also haven't been paid since September. What's going on? Something's going on. And again, after like loads of chasing, loads of mess, manual payments, they sent me payments via like PayPal, and then they had to like, again, they were good about it because they then also, I got charged fees on PayPal. So they then recompensated me for the those additional fees as well. But yeah, I'm finally glad to be paid, and now I can basically move on. And by moving on, I have now pretty much entirely moved away from Howl completely. Again, if you want to do the same, then you do you, but it will be definitely what I'm telling my other creator friends when I speak to them in person. Just look at their Trustpilot reviews. There is a blog post with history saying it's happened before in like December 2023 when they owed like a lot of money to a lot of creators. And the fact the fact they, rather than fix the problem and pay me, that they threatened to sue me for defamation, that kind of, to me, told me everything I needed to know about Howl. So we have now signed up with other affiliate platforms. The big one for us, and the one that attracted me to Howl in the first place, was Samsung. Like, they have the Samsung affiliate program, which I think recently they are starting to use some form of Rakuten as like the link tracker or backend or something. They made an announcement over Christmas. Again, maybe speculation. I'm just remembering what they sent to me via email. But that's the thing that attracted me, because they paid out some very good commissions for Samsung. However, I will say at the time of posting this video or recording this video and podcast that I am currently getting higher commission rates through other affiliate platforms. So have a look around. And basically, I'm getting higher affiliate commissions on all other companies we're working with or were working with via Howl. So things like Samsung and LG and Dell and all those kind of places, we are getting higher affiliate commission percentages from the other platforms directly. And I've actually tested all of these other platforms now. So I've tested a purchase through like CJ, like Commission Junction and Rakuten, and made sure it all tracked properly. It shows up, it reports correctly in the dashboard. Also, very, very nicely, those other platforms report much better within the Affiliate system we use, which like centralizes tracking all this stuff. So now I can just rely on looking at the one Affiliate system. And I think I'm also going to keep this in mind going forward, so that if we do look for other products or other brands to bring into like our affiliate kind of thing, where we're looking after their affiliates and like trying to track and work with brands and those kind of things, I want to make sure they're using an affiliate platform that supports the Affiliate platform we're using it. Because just having to log into 10, 20, 30 different affiliate platforms is just a pain in the backside, and something that we shouldn't have to do. So we've now signed up with other platforms. I've now tracked sales on all the other platforms, and where we are using Genius Link is the company we're using. So we use a platform called Genius Link to like just kind of look like a link shortener, but it also allows you to do different things with your links, such as redirect links from different countries to different places. So we have rules set up in place for if someone clicks on it from the US, they go to the US affiliate platform. If they go to the UK, if they're from the UK, they click on the link, it sends them to the UK affiliate platform, or maybe it just sends them to Amazon, and then again it localizes to their local Amazon link as well. Genius Link also allows us to do a ton of other stuff like tracking, so we can see who is, how many people have clicked on it, where they're from, their location, their browser, operating system, all that kind of usual stuff. But again, it allows us to centralize all this data, so we can see, what are the top performing clicks in our across all of our videos, across all of our content, across all of our website data as well. It's just what are the top clicked on links. And in this situation, I basically searched our Genius Link for any link we had that contained a how link, and I have just now redirected that to a different platform instead. There are still links in our system that still point to how, but they are I basically sorted by popularity of like how often the links are clicked, and I've only left like the bottom set, which are they've only been clicked on a few times, just because there's like 10 pages worth of links still left to do. So I've done the ones that are high priority or higher priority that are getting the regular clicks. I'm basically keeping an eye on the How platform, and if I see anything, if I see a purchase happen on the How platform, I'll go and find which link and how they got there, and correct it all as well. I also used it as a chance to update a lot of my affiliate links. I noticed actually lots of the older videos were pointing to the landing pages where they linked to were linking to like old products that were end of life and unavailable or out of stock. So I've taken that opportunity to now redirect those to the current generation product that is in stock. Obviously, it's more expensive than what the old product was because it would have been discounted, I guess, a lot of the time. But I'm just trying to find a good middle ground. I don't want to obviously send them to a dead page where the product is not there anymore. So I might as well send them to an in-stock product. So that's been very, very useful. And again, I'm just going through my notes here using Genius Link to link US to US and like UK to UK. Again, personally, I just wouldn't ever recommend working with that particular platform ever again. I think that the right way to fix problems is to fix the problems and not threaten people. So that's how it is going. Editing. Let's chat about this. So New Year, we had a bit of a fun start to the new year because we did some shorts content with Lego. We did some long form content with LG. And we're now back on this weekly cadence of doing one video every single week. And it's kind of working quite well so far because the way we've seemed to be tackling it right now is that we have two editors. We've got one in-house, we have one remote, and we're almost, as it currently stands, doing like one on, one off. So every other video each editor does, if that makes sense. So that gives them a week to 2 weeks clear to work on each video. Obviously, that will speed up over time. We're also looking at the workflow of can we use two editors on one video and they like hand off to each other overnight. We have just shipped a 10 gig network adapter to our New Zealand editor so that he can plug in directly to his NAS, which mirrors our NAS over here, which all the footage is synchronized between our two NAS devices here. And so he can now work locally. And then again, it just speeds up the whole workflow so that when he's done, then we can just open up the project and carry on from here. We have been using DaVinci Cloud. Problem with DaVinci Cloud is when we are missing footage, the remote editor drags the clips into the DaVinci Cloud project, and then we don't have the clips over here unless the clips are then uploaded into DaVinci Cloud, in which case we're like duplicating everything because we've got the clips are stored here on the NAS, but they're also stored in DaVinci Cloud, and it gets a bit messy. We are trying to have an approach where all the clips are just sat on the NAS, and that's mirrored to the other NAS. And so if you're working off the NAS, you have access to all the same stuff that everyone else is working off of. So that's the plan. I'm going to probably throw a spanner in the works at some point by trying to figure out shorts and Instagram content and TikToks and those kind of things. But I'm going to try and shoot most of those on like a mobile phone, maybe use a different editor for them. Not too sure yet. But yeah, we're going to go along that route. And so the next thing on my list, looking at our short strategy. So I chatted with my previous guy who worked with me, Chris. I chatted with him like yesterday, day before, I think, was it? And talking about like doing the previous strategy, because where we are currently with are like the channel sizes is obviously YouTube is approaching 300,000 subscribers. Amazing, super cool, loving it. But Instagram and TikTok and like just any other platform is basically doing nothing. They've been pretty stagnant for a very long time. We grew pretty quickly from like 0 to 5,000 on Instagram when I figured out how to upload and properly post stuff. But it's just kind of stuck around 5,000. And then I forgot about Instagram for like the last year. So we're trying to take an approach with Instagram, particularly, where we are now focusing on like the high possibility of like high performance videos. So this is going back to what we used to do with our YouTube videos. So rather than like take a stab in the dark and we're not taking a stab in the dark, but like covering stuff we're interested in and packaging it up like as we go, it's more of a case of looking at, okay, here are some already outlier videos that are already overperforming on Instagram. And can we make our versions of them? Can we spin it off and make like something slightly different, but with the same angle or the same approach or whatever it might be? So we're looking to see, and just also looking at content types that perform better. Definitely on, as far as Instagram goes, this is my like summary at the moment, is that Instagram is all about shareability. So and I see this all the time. If you like find a reel and then send it to your friend or your wife or other partner or whatever, then your feed becomes a lot more like that kind of content. And so it's shareability. So we want to make content that gets shared rather than just gets, double tapped for a like or a heart or whatever it is. So it's less about the views and more about the shareability. So we're trying to focus on that. And I feel like in tech content, that is surely like not unboxings and even like reviews and stuff. I don't feel like that's really where it needs to go. I feel like with Instagram in particular, and this is like just purely focusing on growth and views and shareability. This is not really having any relationship right now to like brand deals or like just extending the YouTube channel. This is just purely getting in like hyper focus mode on growth only. And so that kind of content surely is just not, well, I guess it's like meme content. It's like meme stuff, funny stuff where people are no, I don't know what they're doing. They're just it's finding current trending stuff and then maybe clipping it or cutting it and then adding your spin at the end of it. There's what's the one is, there's a few that I've seen where it's like there's a girl that's like, you're worried that your man is busy doing something, and then it cuts to like, yes, I'm playing with Legos, or I'm building something, or I'm playing computer games, and just really like cutting into that funny, again, shareable kind of fun content. So we're maybe going to look to do that. So I spoke to Chris. He wanted to charge, I think it was like a couple of grand for this, like essentially doing what he was doing before, the service where you like look for high performing stuff, you collate and research, and you draw a list of like 5 shorts a week, and we'll shoot 3 shorts and we'll publish those 3, and then rinse and repeat, and then you analyze and figure out where it's going to go from there. And so we looked at that and had a chat with the team down here. And I think it's probably going to be something that we're going to at least try and pick up and do ourselves. The problem is I need to, like, I feel like Chris's thing is good because when you're paying money for something, it then forces you to do it. But when you just kind of do it in-house, I'm just worried we'll fall into the trap of like, it was just a bit busy this week. Let's skip that bit. So I need to make sure that I'm like on top of like, I'm shooting this on a Wednesday so that tomorrow I now have time free just to shoot some Instagram reels and just play around and see how Instagram works and how you clip and cut and remix and all that kind of stuff. We are also looking at our newsletter because again, that's something that's outsourced, but of the things that I started doing last year, there was the website and the newsletter. The website is like cruising along and crushing it to a certain point. We're approaching like 90,000 views a month, which in January is still brilliant because it should have fallen off a cliff by now, and it hasn't. And the newsletter has been like, it's very, very slowly and steadily growing, like very slowly. I think we're at like 1,000 and something subscribers or followers or whatever you call to newsletter subscribers. And it's difficult because you can't really mention it in all the videos because you're so focused on like the video CTA is normally like, go click the link and buy the thing. Or if it's a sponsor video, then like, with an integration, then the integration is the focus of the video. It's very difficult to then be like, oh, also subscribe to the channel. Also click on the link down below and subscribe to the newsletter. Also go look at the website. Also do this. And just the more, obviously, like the more things you get them to do, the less they do them. And you want to just focus them in on like the one thing. And this is something that actually we were having a chat about earlier in the week of, in our video descriptions at the moment, we have a list of like loads of stuff in there, like all the top tools that I recommend, like the best password manager, the best VPN, the keyboard that I use, the camera that I use, all this kind of stuff. And actually, maybe that is part of the problem with some of our lower conversions on videos, because actually when there's 15 links to click on, people scroll down and they just see, they just get blinded by there's too many links here. I just need the one link for the thing you talked about in the video, and that was it. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to start scrubbing out all those other links and just having like the link for the video, the product we're reviewing or the integration or whatever it might be, and just really cut down the number of links, because you just get fatigued by too many links, I think, in the description. So we were looking at doing the newsletter and bringing that in-house. But again, like, this is the thing, the growth is so slow because I can't add that into every video. So the returns are a lot slower on the newsletter. And we might look at seeing if there's a way of like having like a service we all like essentially just funnel content to, like fun stuff we see as the week goes by, and then we can like quite easily select stuff from that, put it into the newsletter. We can just write a quick intro to the newsletter every week and have like the the fun stuff going on, the fun videos we've seen, just content or blogs or articles, just a simpler way of doing it rather than paying someone else to do it. Although it is, doing well. We've got good open rates at the moment. I think we're above 60% open rates on the newsletter, which is very, very solid. But I've then and the reason why this discussion happened was because my initial discussion was, do we just bring it all in-house? Do we bring the reels, the newsletter, the website? Do we bring everything in-house and hire like a junior person to like do it all for us? But the problem being is that we're then having someone again that lacks the experience that we need to train. And we're hiring at the moment, we're hiring like the experts to do the things. And so I think the better approach is to hire the experts doing their things. But again, when you start seeing the invoices and the monthly costs jump up all the time, it feels it's a struggle to kind of see that every single month when you go, oh, we could just get all of that for like half the price and have someone full time and like increase their output, because they could be doing so much more because they're full time. So it's just something we've been looking into. The decision has been, we are going to do the Instagram Reels in-house. We are going to leave the newsletter, leave the website, and just, again, focus on one thing at a time, because I get distracted a lot. So Instagram Reels, we're going to do Instagram Reels and see how far we get along doing that. Also with Instagram, I hear a lot that carousels are a good way to grow Instagram accounts. So again, this is like time to test and play, and maybe like if it's carousels, what kind of carousels? And do we just need to spend an afternoon taking loads of pretty photos and setting stuff up around the studio to get these nice shots? I also feel like it'd be worth getting those shots anyway, because if we're making for example, we're going to do a review, which I'm going to talk about in a minute, of this Dell monitor. Maybe we just need to get a load of cool shots and photos of the Dell monitor, because when we post onto YouTube, the video review, then we've got some Instagram content that kind of matches up with what's going on YouTube. So if people click through, then at least it matches what they're seeing. And I've seen a lot of other people do that as well. It's almost like they're like the pre-trailer to the video coming out. They've got the photos, and then it comes out on YouTube for the full video and funnels a bit more traffic towards it as well. So it feels like that's worth doing. And then also just commenting on like where our previous strategy with YouTube Shorts and Instagram Reels was just, hey, this is a great way of working with more companies, because we can, feature more products. We can unbox stuff. We've got loads of stuff sat in the studio that we haven't even unboxed and done stuff with yet. But also that content is stuff that is very easy to copy. Like really what unique thing about it is like of you unboxing something. Like anybody can set up a camera and unbox something. So there's nothing unique, whereas the other things we are looking at doing are more unique. They're a bit more involved, but again, it's rather than posting 100 things that may or may not perform, why not post like the one or the 10 things that have a better chance at performing? So that's going to be our approach for now. Next up on the list of things that happened in the past week, turning down, I think it was like a £14,000 sponsorship, something along those lines. Just really because it happened this week, and it's also worth mentioning and discussing because we didn't think it would be a good fit. We've done we've recently just reviewed today. We're literally finishing shooting a laptop review, and that's been a great laptop. It's a Windows laptop, but then like having another Windows laptop come in, like they all feel a bit samey, and you could easily say that about the Mac laptops. Very, very easily say that about Mac laptops, and that's why we don't do we haven't done year in, year outs. here's the brand new MacBook Air, here's the brand new MacBook Pro, and the M5 chip and the M6 chip. It just becomes boring after a while. And I feel the same way about Windows a lot of the time. This one we've just posted, which may or may not be coming out this week if you're watching this podcast when I think you're going to be watching it or listening to it. It's like the Asus ZenBook Duo, so it's got like a dual screen display with a keyboard that slides off. Really, really good. Like really interesting. Has like tons of like actual practical use cases. For, particularly if you're a Starbucks worker that likes sitting in Starbucks, you get 2 screens that you carry with you. Super cool idea. But then just getting another laptop. I think this one had like a 360 spinny screen. It's just like, yeah, cool, but there's nothing like it definitely doesn't get me excited. It's just like, oh, now I need to use Windows for another week or 2 weeks whilst I'm testing and shooting and those kind of things. And I think I'm definitely a Mac person as far as like desktop is. Like Windows it's already been winding me up with like apps like not working properly and delayed and slow and task manager crashing things out and eating memory and all this kind of stuff. I know Mac's obviously got its faults as well, but I feel like Mac's still more refined than Windows still, and Windows just seems to be getting bloated and more bloated, and obviously AI getting shoved down your throat, and Microsoft Copilot 365 AI, whatever it is nowadays. So yeah, it was a lot of money. We could have made another 14 grand that week, but we decided not to because it wasn't a good fit. And there is certainly a balance of finding stuff that performs well for the channel, stuff that brands obviously will pay for because we need to earn an income to keep the wheel turning, and it's finding that balance. And the balance isn't just to do a load of sponsored stuff just because of the money. We want to make sure, again, like we're enjoying it, because I wouldn't have enjoyed doing another laptop video so soon after. Also, it is in roughly the season where new Macs might be launching, so there might be some Apple. Again, we don't know what's going to be launching, but there might be some stuff launching where we want the option to make a video, and having a Windows laptop review sat in the middle of it probably isn't going to work that well. So I'd rather have the freedom to do that. It does mean we've got, I think, 2 or 3 spaces in like March where we don't currently have any videos planned, but we've left them blank because we think things might be happening. So we kind of left spaces for them. Anyway, on to the next one. The last couple of things. The Dell monitor. So talking about like video performance and like balancing things and everything. So the Dell monitor that's in front of me right here, it was launched at CES. Apart from Dell, as far as I could see, were not at CES. They were there in some weird hidden meeting room somewhere that we went to look for but didn't seem to exist. So we didn't see them. We didn't know they were launching anything. And then we saw videos launch on like day 1 or 2 of CES of this new like 52-inch Thunderbolt display, like IPS black display. And as soon as I saw it, I think I maybe sat on it for like a day or 2, and then I actually just bought the screen. It was like £2,800, I think it is. But then, and this is like the whole thing, we're like investing in the stuff that I think is going to do well. The previous Dell monitor that we're still using in the office, we've had so many people click and buy and purchase off the back of our video. And we even did a buyer's guide where we just mentioned the Dell monitor. We didn't even feature it in the video. We didn't have it, I don't think, at the time. But I was like, oh, actually, this might actually be a really good one. Mentioned it in that video. And it's been like the #1 click link of all of our links, like of all time for the entire of last year. Same with the Samsung G9 video, the 57-inch G9. I've had it for 2 years. We've made 4 or 5 videos about that, I think, over time. And again, it's earned its money back and then some just on affiliate purchases. So it's worth, when you know the right products, it's worth buying the products. It's going to be an unsponsored video. If Dell did want to sponsor one, we'd love to, but we've tried contacting Dell. They don't seem interested, probably because we carry on making videos about their monitors anyway. But again, like we're buying the monitor. It's good because we can make the video the way we want to make them, so we don't have to worry about anything else. We just literally crush through the list of stuff we're talking about. We're going to do like probably a Q&A answering section at the end. But this is like, we have people, it's very rare, but we have people leaving comments on other videos saying, where's the review? Where's the review? The Dell 52-inch Thunderbolt, like, it's just come out. Where is it? And we don't get that often. So I feel like we've got people wanting it. So let's just go and do it. Like I'm pretty sure that video is going to perform well. I posted a short, which was literally just me holding my phone going, hey, this is the new Dell. Let me know if you've got any questions, because then that can feed questions in for the video we're making. That short in itself is already like 1 out of 10 as far as YouTube rankings are concerned. It's got a bunch of comments on it. I've asked on all the other platforms as well, like Instagram and LinkedIn, all those kind of places. So I've got a bunch of questions that I can answer about this monitor, and no one else has really covered it yet. Obviously, there was like the Linus Tech Tip, and like one or two other people posted about it without physically seeing it. But we seem to be one of the channels that gets not gets access to, but like if we get the jump on a launch, like the Samsung G9, we had that. I think we actually had, for some weird reason, the UK got that monitor ahead of like the US, so that was a huge thing for us. The Dell monitor, we don't. It's just anyone can go and buy it, but I think because it's so expensive at £2,800, a lot of people are obviously like holding off because they don't want to go and spend the money if it's not good. So they're waiting to find proper reviews. And currently there are no proper reviews out there on YouTube. If there are, there's like a handful of them. There's not many. So we're going to do our usual thing, go like thoroughly through the monitor and all the things you can do with it, all the inputs, the KVM, the sound, like everything you can do on the screen. And yeah, really, really looking forward to that. It's going to be probably a long video and a lot of work next week, having to like try all the various configurations of things. Like people are asking questions because this can be divided into, I think, 4 screens and like 4 inputs. So like, well, when you do that, what the refresh rate on each of the 4 screens? And so that's normally a pain in the backside because you have to plug in all the different sources and then try different variations of the sources. And then, well, what if that one's done over HDMI or DisplayPort and USB-C? And like, there's a lot of different kind of things to try out. So that can take a lot of time. And then following that, we are hopefully looking towards Samsung Unpacked. So I hear on like the rumor mill that Samsung Unpacked is going to be like end of February, March time. I saw the leaks and the rumors saying the S26 Ultra, maybe was it, or maybe the S26 thin version was being delayed because they were having production issues or chipset issues. I don't know. Again, speculating, don't know for sure. But I'm very much looking forward to getting back into like the swing of the Samsung stuff when Samsung Unpacked. That is like one of the biggest, monitors aside, the Samsung S26 or S20 whatever Ultra is probably one of the other like highest performing buckets we have on the channel. So we'll be focusing a lot more on those and doing quite a few videos around that. And we've also got some pre-sponsored videos around that phone. So we are, again, even signing videos ahead of time with like case brands. Like the case brands don't know when it's coming out. So we're trying to like all coordinate to try and figure out, well, we think it's going to happen here. So like, how soon can we have a case? And they can't give us a case because they don't know the official confirmed specs. I think all the case brands are working off like leaks and rumors and things as well. So there's this whole like trying to guess what's going to happen at what time and trying to plan stuff around what you think is going to happen. And then if it doesn't, you got to move quickly and shift things around and delay things or find a different video to fit that week instead. So yeah, I'm going to leave it there. That was 28 minutes. Thank you very much for watching or listening, whatever you're doing here on the podcast or watching or whatever on YouTube. Leave comments down below if you have any questions. I'm super open to any questions about any part or form or thing, whether it's finance or videos or ideation or strategy or team or whatever it is. So let me know down below. And I'll see you in the next one. Cheers. Bye-bye.